What is the difference between this video with 69 views and this one with 11,000 views? So, the first is an old, slow-paced, 1 hour-long boredom-inducing Adobe Premiere tutorial. It could be summarized with a simple explanation. You place the footage in the project, you open the clips, set in and out points, then place the snippets on the timeline. Great! Tutorial is over.
That's all, folks.
It has potential, but it's boring. So boring. Nobody wants to watch something boring. The second one is a dynamic, fast-paced video on TV standards. It has fun facts with nice animations, the way I speak is much improved, and the audio mix is also way better. And a lot of people interact in the comment section. I'm not a big YouTuber, even if I'm not monetized, I know how to make content. But between these two videos, there's a lot of self-reflection, practice and adjustments. I just know that I need to put in the work to get there. I don't complain begging for views and subs. If that's part of your strategy, I'm not sorry to say that you need some introspection. I do this video for two reasons. I've seen enough examples of people trying their best, providing real value, but the videos are so boring. And if you're not providing some sort of entertainment, then you need to bring some knowledge or insight. Both entertainment and knowledge together is a sweet spot. On the other hand, I've seen many wannabe YouTubers complaining that the platform sleeps on them, blaming the algorithm. Unfortunately, getting attention is not enough to be successful. You also need to provide value to retain an audience. So before anything, you will need to diagnose yourself as one of those two cases, unless you are just starting and therefore exempt of that analysis. So if you are actually providing real value but your videos are boring, then we can work on some few things. I would start by playing your videos without looking at the screen and focus on what you hear, not what you see, simply because the sound is the media that keeps you immersed into the content. It should be your reference for the pace of editing, cuts and transitions. We usually think of videos as visual content, but the audio is a huge part of what keeps you hooked. Once you remove the visual part, you can better analyze the audio. For example, I'm often guilty of speaking too quietly and not pronouncing some words properly. I have in the past blamed my accent or the recording process, but nope, it was me, my behavior. I didn't sound motivated, I didn't use the correct inflections in my speech, I would even film while I wasn't feeling well. Not knowing which tone of voice to use, it was just off and unnatural, I just knew it wasn't great. So I took time to analyze that and practice. Now I'm awake, I'm here with you, transcending your mind through visual and sound. If there's nothing wrong with the way you talk, the boredom can come from the script. And you can also improve this too. My method has been simple but consistent. Here is how it works. I start by double-checking my script before recording. Make sure to be in a good state of mind, awake, then I record something. Once done with the recording, I listen to myself carefully. I even listen to myself while I record and watch my body language and adjust if necessary. So start with that. Write stuff, say stuff, record stuff, and analyze yourself until you find your sweet spot. I'm talking about your voice, obviously. Okay, so without changing the way you edit, you can find some improvements in the oral department. In that field, you will have to discover a bit of yourself, see how you can shine on camera. It's basically learning how to act and speak in front of an audience and get comfortable being under the spotlight. The main point is to speak clearly, loud enough to be heard, articulate and pronounce your words so that you can be easily understood. And if you have an accent like me, don't put the blame on it. I can speak like this and you will still understand what I say. Hello, my name is Jean-Jacques. I'm from Paris. Do you like croissant? Oh, darling, check there. This is the Tour Eiffel. It's the same with most accents. The main idea is that you need to get over the impression that your accent is problematic. It is obviously a bit folkloric for native speakers, but it shouldn't block you into making your videos. And it often gets better with time and practice anyway. That's one thing. The other thing is that after you've recorded your footage, you can also pace your edit a certain way. Cut the clips to make them flow, remove add some audio effects and transitions between sections. Add some spice with overlays or visuals that illustrate what you are saying. Even if that's without using After Effects, if you have a good pace and something interesting to say, you are going somewhere. Sometimes it's not even what you say that matters, it's how you say it. Do you want to marry me? Do you want to marry me? You want to marry me? You want to marry me? It's not the same. Anything you express travels as energy. And if you send good energy, anyone looking at your content will feel that vibe through the screen as a vector of transmission. I got few tips for you though. First, don't record your final takes until your voice is warm. It can take 10 to 15 minutes, but doing some vocalize can drastically improve your pronunciation. It also helps find the level at which your voice performs best. Second, make sure to read your script and articulate the words so your brain already gets used to what you say. It helps you check where it might be difficult to understand your point and connect the dots. Sometimes we don't speak the same way when we write, and you may find it difficult to pronounce some sentences, like this one, for example. I cannot say it. I cannot say that sentence because there's too many S's to pronounce some sentences, which you can adapt to make it easier to pronounce. Obviously, you can use a prompter. I use it. There's no shame. It works well. It's worth it. Affiliate link down below. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's better to double check your script. Sometimes I have words missing entirely. Then while reading from the prompter, I have to say something and fill in the gaps mentally. It can be simple words missing or misspelled, but your brain catches it and it's so confusing. Reduce lengthy sentences or break them down into small ones so you can keep up with the rhythm. Speak to the camera as if it was a friendly conversation. Sometimes I even start by saying a name to a fictitious person, just to get into the vibe. Like, okay, see Jennifer, blah, 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 blah. Also, when writing the script for the prompter, I will use 3 dots to indicate where I'm meant to end a sentence or let the text breathe a bit. It's a video, it's not a race, okay? And people want to learn and spend a good time with you. It's not a job interview, so relax, just have fun. If you get easily out of breath like me, try to record while standing up. It will let you breathe and inhale more efficiently. Another good advice is to not overthink too much the hook while filming. Record the entire script as usual, and at the end, when you are hot potato motivated, redo the intro like 5, 10, 20 times just to get it right. It's very important to get the first 30 seconds right for retention. Focus on it like you would on a thumbnail. Don't overlook that. Sometimes I even redo the intro and then the entire script again. I may not even use the rest of the script, but at least I can pick up and choose the best takes. Make sure also to reduce ambient noise. Use a decent mic. All those little details add up. And cut the fat. I mean, remove parts that aren't really interesting. Anything that doesn't fit properly in the script can go or be recycled for another piece of content. You don't want to lose your audience for a segment that isn't important nor interesting. Watch videos from other creators, take notes, compare and test different ways of speaking, acting and editing. If you do this on a regular basis, practice and pay attention to your narration, you can change the way viewers receive your videos and eventually get more views and break through the noise, but the smart way, not by shouting whatever, please sub to my channel, sub to my channel. But if you don't provide any value, then maybe you should reconsider your entire strategy. Okay? Just saying. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace.